Hey everyone, this is Jeremy here at AD Faro. Just here to talk to you a couple of things about winter storage for your motorcycle. One of the biggest things that's most important I find, well, a few things actually I'll be touching bases on, but the first of those things are your fuel stabilizer. You always want to make sure that you've got the appropriate amount of fuel stabilizer for your system and to always run your bike for a little while, just to make sure that you can at least get that, all the way through your system. The next thing on that list is going to be your battery. Battery tenders are always a must. There is nothing worse than getting on your bike come springtime and going to fire it up and finding out you have a dead battery and having to replace it. So keeping that on a good trickle charge is always a great idea. One of the most important things too, and the next point that we'll talk about, is your oil. A lot of people will start up their bikes for just a few minutes during the wintertime. Now that's not always the greatest of things, and here's a couple reasons why. What will happen is you have a lot of moisture that eventually will settle in your oil, and all that you're doing is spreading that all the way throughout your oil passages. Now that can cause internal harm to some components too if you don't actually heat up your motorcycle to an operating temperature, which does vary between bike to bike, but letting it run for a good 15-20 minutes is always a good idea. One of the biggest things to remember too while you're doing that is to make sure that you have proper ventilation for any exhaust fumes too, just for your own safety. A lot of people just push it outside, run it out there, always a good option to do. One of the last things I kind of want to touch base on is actually storing your motorcycle in a safe place. You want to look around for anything that could be falling from the ceiling, leaning issues, anything that could fall and damage any of your painted parts, because there is absolutely nothing worse than having a painted part get messed up in the middle of winter storage and having to rush to get it fixed, just so it looks good come riding season. So these were a couple of things for some winter storage for you folks. So come on down and see us right here at AD Faro North Star, powered by #1 Right Cart. Ride safe, and we'll see you out there.